January 19th, 2017, Thursday of the second week in Ordinary Time.
Jesus is always able to save those who approach God through him, since he lives forever to make intercession for them. It was fitting that we should have such a high priest, holy, innocent, undefiled, separated from sinners, higher than the heavens. He has no need, as did the high priests, to offer sacrifice day after day, first for his own sins and then for those of the people. He did that once for all when he offered himself. For the law appoints men subject to weakness to be high priests, but the word of the oath, which was taken after the law, appoints a son who has been made perfect forever. The main point of what has been said is this: we have such a high priest, who has taken his seat at the right hand of the throne, of the majesty in heaven, and of the true tabernacle that the Lord, not man, set up. Now every high priest is appointed to offer gifts and sacrifices, thus the necessity for this one also to have something to offer. If then he were on earth, he would not be a priest, since there are those who offer gifts according to the law. They worship in a copy and shadow of the heavenly sanctuary, as Moses was warned when he was about to erect the tabernacle. For God says, "See that you make everything according to the pattern shown you on the mountain." Now he has obtained so much more excellent a ministry, as he is mediator of a better covenant, enacted on better promises. The word of the Lord.
Responsorial Psalm. The response is, "Here am I, Lord, I come to do your will." Sacrifice or oblation you wish not, but ears open to obedience you gave me. Burnt offerings or sin offerings you sought not. Then said I, "Behold, I come." Here am I, Lord, I come to do your will. In the written scroll it is prescribed for me. To do your will, O my God, is my delight, and your law is within my heart. Here am I, Lord, I come to do your will. I announced your justice in the vast assembly. I did not restrain my lips, as you, O Lord, know. Here am I, Lord, I come to do your will. May all who seek you exult and be glad in you, and may those who love your salvation say ever, "The Lord be glorified." Here am I, Lord, I come to do your will.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. Jesus withdrew toward the sea with his disciples. A large number of people followed from Galilee and from Judea. Hearing what he was doing, a large number of people came to him also from Jerusalem, from Idumea, from beyond the Jordan, and from the neighborhood of Tyre and Sidon. He told his disciples to have a boat ready for him because of the crowd, so that they would not crush him. He had cured many, and as a result, those who had diseases were pressing upon him to touch him. And whenever unclean spirits saw him, they would fall down before him and shout, "You are the Son of God." He warned them sternly not to make him known. The Gospel of the Lord.
January 19th, Thursday of the second week in Ordinary Time. The first reading comes from the letter to the Hebrews, chapter 7, verse 25 to chapter 8, verse 6. The author of the letter to the Hebrews continues the idea that Jesus is our high priest, but he's better than the high priest of the Old Testament. This is a theme that repeats over and over again in the letter to the Hebrews. The Old Testament showed us various patterns: the temple, the sanctuary, the Ark of the Covenant, the Paschal Lamb, etc. Jesus has come to replace them because he's more perfect than them. All of those things were only prefigurings of what Jesus would bring. So the old high priests, well, they were human. They were sinners, so when they offered a sacrifice, they had to offer it not only for the people, but also for themselves. Because first of all, they had to ask forgiveness for their own sins. Jesus, on the other hand, is the perfect high priest. He doesn't have to offer offerings continually. He did it once and for all. And he continuously intercedes for us at the right hand of the Father. It's no longer a question of having to symbolize the very throne of God with the Ark of the Covenant. We are standing at the Ark of the Covenant. Jesus has torn away the veil that separated us from the Holy of Holies. Now, everything that's holy, we participate in. The Gospel is from Mark 3, 7 to 12. We see the success of Jesus' ministry, even though he's being opposed by the Pharisees and the leaders of the Jews. They're trying to figure out how to kill him. What happens with the reaction of the people? They come from all over, from Galilee, from Judea, but also from beyond the Jordan, Tyre and Sidon. Those are pagan territories. So both Jews and Gentiles recognize the authority of Jesus. In fact, even unclean spirits recognize him. They cry out, "You're the Son of God." Now that phrase, Son of God, is used relatively rarely in the Gospel of Mark. It's used at the very beginning. This is the Gospel of Jesus Christ, the Son of God. Now it's used here in the mouth of unclean spirits. Unclean spirits, being spiritual, are able to recognize the true identity of Jesus. And then it's used under the cross, when the centurion looks up and says, "Truly this was the Son of God." Now what was it in the death of Jesus that would cause this pagan, the centurion, to recognize that Jesus was the Son of God? The love he expressed on the cross. That love was divine. That love was the very revelation of what God is all about. And so these spirits already prefigure that proclamation. In fact, here, Jesus tells them not to make this known, because he doesn't want the people to misunderstand his mission. His mission will end up on the cross. And may God bless us.